Afternoon. This is Nita and Miss Panda with the Timepiece Garden. Big chores, little chores. I gotta go put salt in the water softener. It's a fact of life. That's what it is. One of my vines off my roses came off the top. It's now laying over there to the side. Not specifically gonna take you along for, good Lord, focus. Thank you. Not specifically going to take you along for that. I just got to get a couple twisty ties and put it back up where it's supposed to be. I'm also going to test the cover. No. Because you're going to stop messing with the chickens. No. Go play. Oh, go play. She's like, I want to play with the chickens today, Mom. I'm checking on them. No, you're not. You're hovering. Anyway, I need to test it so I can see if this is the one that goes with the camping gear or if this is the one that goes in the garden. It's just what I got to do. And then from there, I'm going to walk around and attach all the hoses that I have not attached. We were dry yesterday. We were dry today. It spit rain. Enough to make it really humid and to make little rings of dots of dust on the Jeep. And that's it. It didn't get wet enough to water. So I need to turn the water on. You can see where my yarrow over there is just it's not dying or anything, but it's a little droopy. It's like I'm a little thirsty. It's because of the heat. So anyway, they need some water. So it's, excuse me, little things to get up and taken care of and just get busy, get doing. So talk to you in a few. All right. This is a better canopy than the one that's in the house. When I fold the other one up in the house, there's a wobble to it where it doesn't want to go together tight. Does that make sense? And this one I believe is stronger. Having said that, this one's top has got like 9 holes in it. It's got rips and cuts, and I mean, it was just obviously not well taken care of, which is fine because it just becomes a backup to the one I already have. Because nothing the little duct tape won't fix when you're out camping for 3 days, you know? So let me take this one down and swap it out because one of them's going to the garden. Talk to you in a few. Oh, I was a liar. That one is missing bolts, a couple of them. So that will be the one going to the garden because I will put some fencing wire where those bolts are supposed to be so I can pop it up and hold it together. Again, put some of my woven wire across the top. Stake it down on its feet, and that is where the passion fruit is going to grow. So let me go get some wire, tie it up so I don't ruin anything. Does that make sense? Get this so it'll close up a little, and I'm gonna take it to the garden. I'm gonna set it up, and I'll talk to you in a few. Alrighty, I have some extra bolts like this. They are too long if you were using this with the tarp. That makes sense. This would rip a hole in the tarp long term. They're not short like that, and they don't have the, did I say that? There you go, the rounded edges on the cover. Does that make sense? So they would end up ripping the, sorry, bug. They would end up ripping the fabric, but I'm not using this for fabric. I'm going to put, again, my woven wire mesh stuff across the top, and I'm going to grow the passion flower vine off of this. So, again, replaced all the, I actually had enough. I have 2 spare bolts left over. Replaced all the bolts I need to replace. So, I'll see you in the garden. All right, there it is. Now that's the lowest pole setup. I'm probably going to go up one higher to the higher click, or the medium click. Mostly so I can walk under it without having to duck or bump my head. But this is pretty much the thought process. You can see where I've got some of my woven wire pieces. Now right now they're just kind of twisty tied on because I was making sure I had enough to go pretty much from corner, I don't know if you can see it, but corner all the way over to the other corner. And you can see we're there. Same thing on this side. Now it doesn't quite reach this end. There you go. It's right about there, and you can see that I don't know, there's 6 or 7 inches, but I should be able to just string a couple little wire hairs in place, because, excuse me, when I use my galvanized stuff and stick it here on the poles, it's not sliding anywhere. And the whole thing is just to hold up the passion fruit vine. And I think that'll work awesome. Excuse me. So yeah, so let me get these. You can tell, like, these 2 corners from the 2 different pieces here I don't have tied together yet. So anyway, let me get started while it's still low enough to actually put some permanent clips on it into place, and then raise it up. See how much I like it. Excuse me, goodness. And I've thought, because I'm on the slope here, gotta love my slope, that it's possible that I may raise just these 2 legs. Does that make sense? And then wire them down and leave those 2 shorter. So the gazebo will be even, not sloping downhill like everything else does. Just a thought. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Anyway, thought I'd show you just the basics of it. That, again, this will keep the passion fruit vines there away from the elderberries. Goodness. All right, I'm gonna let go of the camera for a second, quit talking, get some water. Talk to you in a few. Panda says it looks kind of awesome. She also wants to know if I'm done. If we're gonna go in the house and get biscuits. So yeah, I still need a piece of cardboard. Alrighty, because of the way the slope is, these 2 front legs are both on the 3rd notch. You can see it on that one, 3rd notch. That one is on the 2nd notch. This one, there, nope, that's there it is on the 1st notch. And then if you look, it sets level. Sorry, I can't zoom out any farther. Again, that's because of the where the ravine dips in the middle, from where the water comes down off the hill over here. That makes sense, and it runs right there. So this is the lower side, where these 2 are on the 3rd notch. And then that leg is lower in the ravine than this leg is. This leg is up on the hump. So again, it sets level. I love a notch. Having said that, took a piece of wire, put it here on the side. That way the passion fruit can hit the wire and climb up. Same thing with that one, hit the wire and climb up. That's the one I stepped on. I don't think he's coming back. Didn't mean to step on him, but it happens. But that way this will take him up right here, up and then across. And they can do anything they want to cross. You know? I can't wait to see it in action. I think it'll be awesome. You know? And if not, or if the passion fruit don't produce, then I'll tear it down and I'll plant cucumbers here. You know, next year or whatever. You know? I think it'll be awesome though. All right, let me get off and get busy. Got stuff to do. Let's turn the water on, hook up the hoses. I'm gonna hook up those hoses now and I'm gonna turn the water on and start watering. Because I didn't get enough rain. It rained earlier. It rained enough to get the wood wet where I didn't want to paint, but the wood chips out here are still really dry. So I'm gonna give everybody a drink. Starting right here. You know? All right, talk to you in a few. Alrighty. Soaker hoses are on. That's hose line number 1. You can see the wet spots, it's soaking away. This is hose line number 2. Same thing, you can see the wet spots. It's soaking away. What makes it awesome, took out the blue plugs. I believe these are made for house pressure. to make sure that the pressure stays even across the pipe and doesn't split the pipe. Last year I left all the plugs in, and I'd have to water out here for hours. Yeah, I took the plugs out. I'm gonna see how well this does. I think I lost these two guys in that last freeze. We'll see. Give them a little bit of water, a little bit of time. They may or may not. You know, I don't know if he'll come up with a different set of leaves there towards the bottom. But we'll just kind of figure it out. Let them do what they want to do. Everybody else is getting plenty of water. You know, nice cool drink after a hot day. Yesterday was a hot day. I like the fact that I can walk under the gazebo without having to duck. I know I'm calling it a gazebo. I'm not sure what else to call it. And, you know, because it's not a shade cover. It's not a hoop tunnel. Right now it's a gazebo until I come up with a better name. All right, so new baby passion fruit. I showed you this one. Not passion fruit, elderberry. There's another one. That is a baby elderberry. So my little elderberry patch up here will grow all by itself, and that's okay. Just means it likes me, and it likes what I do for it. And I'm okay with that too. And I'm coming over here because right there is another baby elderberry. Just a baby. You know, elderberry do that. They're bushes. They like to, you know, spread, and I won't let them spread back here on the black plastic. They can spread in, not out. And as the hazelnuts down here become a large tree, the hazelnuts on one side, these oaks on the other, the elderberry are gonna love it because they're an understory tree. That's what they like. It's probably why they sent out the runners this year, because we did the leaf mulch with the paper all winter long, tried to mimic as natural a setting for them as possible. I've already got flower buds. Isn't that awesome? Woo-hoo. All right, so what am I gonna do? I'm gonna go ahead and hook up the rest of the hoses. And then kind of come back in an hour, turn these two off and see if I can actually turn the next two on. See if I can do that all the way down. Water two at a time, you know? Because that's the new hoses. And the new hoses don't have the cap. And then that one, there's an old hose. So this will be the next one for me to water and see if it works well. You know, see if I can do both types of hoses at the same time. Water two beds at the same time, which again would be awesome. You know, less watering time. All right, let me, I'm actually gonna run back up the hill. I need to measure it so I can see how much goes out off of those two in an hour. I also want to turn the other garden on. So anyway, I'll talk to you in a few.